Hello children, hope you all understood about the soil, how it is formed and the different types of soils. Today in our class we will learn about the soil erosion and its conservation and the different types of forest. What do you mean by the word soil erosion? Soil erosion is the removal of the fertile top layer of the soil by the force of water and wind. It is the loss of soil from the land. It is very common in areas with steep slopes where the trees have been cut down. What happens when soil erosion takes place? When the top layer of the soil is carried away with the wind and water, the fertility of the soil will be reduced. That means it is not good for growing crops. When there is good fertility in the soil only, we can grow the crops. Good crop yield will be getting. Then if soil top layer of the soil is washed away, the productivity of the crop also will be less. Then what we have to do to stop this soil erosion? That means we have to protect our soil from the erosion. That is nothing but soil conservation. Protecting soil from erosion is called as soil conservation. How can we stop this erosion and how can we protect our soil? First thing is we have to plant more trees because trees help to prevent the soil erosion. The plants and trees hold the soil tightly with their roots. So when there is heavy wind and rainfall, the plants will stop the erosion. So the fertility of the soil also will not be lost. And there should be strict laws against cutting down the trees. People are cutting down the trees carelessly for their own benefits. So that also must be stopped. And construction of dams. Afforestation means growing more and more number of trees. Construction of dams and terrace farming also are the two methods that will stop soil conservation. When you construct a dam across a river, they will stop the flowing of water and hence that will stop even the washing away of the soil also. And on the terrace farming, that is on the hill slopes, if you grow the crops, even the soil which is there also, that will be stopped and fertility of the soil also will be protected. Clear children? Now we will learn about one more natural resource, that is forest. What is forest? Forest is a huge storage of natural resources and it is a home of many wild animals. Forests are known as the lungs of our planet Earth. This is because they supply a huge amount of oxygen which all living things need to breathe. So plants are very essential for the sustenance of life on the earth. Sustenance means maintenance. Without plants we cannot live because major food, whatever food we are eating, they are from the plants. So plants help us to live on this earth. And natural vegetation is a plant cover that is found growing on its own vast area, that is nothing but forest. Now, in India, our country being a vast country, there are various types of forest and each type of vegetation has its own distinctive features. So, we have different types of forest in our country. First one is tropical evergreen forest. What do you mean by the word evergreen? Evergreen means always green. As the name suggests, these forests are green throughout the year. The forest have trees that never shed or lose their leaves completely. So they remain green throughout the year. And in India, you find these types of evergreen forest in the northeast and on the slopes of the western Ghats. Our Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep Islands, where the rainfall is heavy, you find these types of forest. Even the northeastern hill areas also, you will find this type of forest. And what are the trees that you find here? Mahogany, ebony, rosewood, rubber, cocoa and cinchona are the different varieties of trees you find in these forest areas. Next is tropical deciduous forest. We find this deciduous forest along the Himalayan foothills of Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. They are also found in Madhya Pradesh and some parts of Maharashtra, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Karnataka. They are also known as monsoon forest. So, these forests they will grow in the areas where there is moderate rainfall. Moderate rainfall means medium type of rainfall. And the trees of this forest shed in leaves. The trees will shed their leaves in summer. And what kind of trees we find in this forest? Teak, sal, shisham, sandalwood, and myrobalan, and are the common species of trees that are found in this forest. And they are not closely packed. Dense means very close. They are not closely packed. Children, can you see the map of India? This is yes. And what is this? In the previous class I told, when you find such type of box with some text written, this is called as a legend. Legend helps us to read the map clearly and understand the map clearly. So this map is showing us the natural vegetation, that is the different types of forests that are spread in our country. First one, we have mountain vegetation, tropical moist deciduous forest, tropical dry deciduous forest, thorn forest, and tidal forest. Now we will see about the scrub forest. These scrub forests you can call them as thorn forest. These forests you find them where the rainfall is very less. These plants in this forest can withstand the dry conditions and they are known as xerophytes. Xerophytes. That means these plants can live with less water also. And the trees in this forest have long roots, thick bark, and sharp thorns and small leaves. You find this forest in Rajasthan, southern Punjab, and Haryana. And what kind of trees you find here? You find date palm, acacia or babul, cacti, and kikar are the plant species that grow here. Children, we came across these trees and plants in our desert lesson too. So desert lesson, you know that desert is a place where very less vegetation is found and only thorny plants only can survive there because they need less water to live. Next one is mountain forest. The forest found in Himalayan regions and in some parts of Nilgiris, that is in the states of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka in South India also, you find such type of forest. And mountain forests have a wide range of vegetation including the coniferous trees. These are tall trees with needle-shaped leaves and cone-shaped fruits. And you find the trees like pine, deodar, spruce, chir and fir are some type of conifers that grow in this forest. And here in the mountain slopes, if you observe, the trees are cone shaped trees because in the mountainous region, that is in the Himalayan region, when the snow falls at the time, the leaves as they are in cone shaped, easily the snow will slide down. That is the reason why here the trees are cone shaped. That is the shape they are called as coniferous. Cone itself nothing but cone shaped. You find such type of trees in the mountainous region. Then tidal forest. The river deltas in the coastal areas support different types of forest called tidal forest. You find, you all know the children, what is a delta? A delta is a piece of land shaped like a triangle. It is formed where a river branches out into smaller parts before entering the sea. And in our country, the delta that is formed by river Ganga and Brahmaputra is the largest delta in the world, and you find these tidal forests in the deltas region. And here mostly Sundari trees are found here. They are called as tidal or mangrove trees. And if you observe the trees in this forest, their roots will come up to the surface and they will be floating. Why? Because the roots will come out of water for breathing. So the trees that grow in tidal forest have roots that come out of water for breathing. Sundarbans in the Ganga and Brahmaputra delta is the biggest tidal forest in the world. Then how to conserve this forest and wildlife? You all know that forest is not only a storehouse of natural resources, but it is a home for many wild animals. How we have to protect this forest or save the forest? In many areas, forests have been cut down for various reasons today. There are very few areas that are left thickly forested. So, in order to protect the forest, first thing what we have to do is we have to stop cutting down the trees, and hunting of animals should also be banned. You all know that Sundarbans are home for famous Bengal tiger, and many Indian rivers has been a home for many animals like crocodiles, tortoise, lions, tigers, leopards, elephants, rhinoceros, deer, and great variety of reptiles are also found in this region. The forest cover is getting reduced because of the human intervention. We are only cutting down the trees carelessly for our own benefits, for constructing our buildings, for our own facilities. So, when we cut down trees and forest carelessly, there is a very great threat to the wildlife also, because we are taking away the home of animals. So, when there is no place for them to live, slowly what happens? These wild animals are getting endangered, and there is a danger in future they may become extinct also. Extinct means in future we cannot see them. Antarinchi povatam we say in Telugu. That means you cannot see them in future. That will be the last one. So when you cut down this forest, there is a great threat to the animal life, and they may become extinct. And you should not even cut the trees or hunt the animals. As I told you, the government has set up so many national parks and wildlife sanctuaries to protect this wildlife. Example is PETA. PETA is nothing but People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, and the society called SPCA, the organization Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. And there are so many wildlife and parks and wildlife sanctuaries and national parks to protect these animals. And it is our primary duty to preserve the forest, which provide us many important natural resources. Why the forests are important? Why the importance of forest? Because they give timber, fruits, wood for fuel, and medicinal plants. We get so many things from the forest. We get so many medicinal plants, we get rubber, we get gum, etc. Everything we get from the so many medicinal plants also we get from the forest. And trees absorb much of the carbon dioxide, and they release oxygen, which is essential for all the living beings. And forests cause rainfall and keep the climate cool. Not only that, they provide food and shelter to many wild animals. And the major source of the wood pulp for making paper also we get from the forest. So it is our duty to protect our natural resources and even the forest. Clear, children? Now we will read the lesson till where we have explained. Now, soil erosion and soil conservation. Soil erosion is the loss of soil from land. It is common in areas with steep slopes where the trees have been cut down. When rain falls on a hillside covered with grass and trees, it causes very little soil erosion. The plants absorb the impact of the rain on the soil. Trees and plants offer best protection against soil erosion. Protecting soil from the erosion is called soil conservation. We need to protect soil because it is an important resource that supports life on the earth. When soil erosion takes place, the topsoil gets washed away by the wind and rain. The topsoil contains most minerals which are required for the growth of plants. Hence, it has to be protected by adopting various methods. Afforestation, construction dams, and terrace farming on hill slopes are few methods of soil conservation. Next, forest. Plants are very essential for the sustenance of life on the earth. Natural vegetation is a plant cover that is found growing on its own in a vast area. This planned cover of forest depends upon the climate, soil, and manpower of that particular region. India, being a vast country, has various types of forest, and each type of vegetation has its own distinctive features. These forests are classified according to their nature and type of soil and the pattern of climate in which they grow. Clear, children? About tropical evergreen forest and all we will read in our next class.